Hey, you guys, this is Tired Goth, and you are tuned into the Academia Gothica official podcast. Yes, this is going to be a video recorded episode. I hope you're all doing well. This is season 11, episode 6. Finally. Finally. It's been so long since the last recording of this podcast for this season that I forgot what number we were up to. This could very well be 7. We're about to find out how it goes, though. So, for all of you who tuned in to the live stream that I tried to pull this night, not realizing that it takes up to 24 stream go me, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being present, and thank you for being so patient for new content. I just want to say thank you to every single person that I chatted with tonight. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here for me. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. This has been amazing, even with all the tech flubs. So, let's get into it. So, a lot has happened since my last update. How do I explain this? Um, I'm still working on a book that, as described in the chat tonight, if you were present a bit earlier, it's basically like the art of war on steroids. I've been working on this for a while based on not only my own experiences, but key threat models that need to be assessed for the present day. Now, the strangest part of some of the portions of the threat model that I touched upon is actually so strangely connected to the esoteria. It's it's got a lot to do with what people still practice and obfuscate with deception. For example, magic, luring, laws of assumption that work against people as opposed to working toward, the higher benefit of the human collective, right? Um, Shared experiences, things that factor into your daily anything that you would be encountering, whether it's a threat, um, you know, neutral ground, anything like that. So that has been a huge focus of some of my attention drawing, like what it is that I do during my writing process, which is something I don't think I've covered with you, is I tend to act very much like not a sand pit. What are those things called? Quicksand. Thank you. When it comes to information, I don't always let on what I know about or what I've understood or come to understand in that moment. And the reason I do it that way is because it yields the most honest information for me. And I don't use it threateningly per se. A lot of people would. I can promise you that. But the way that I tend to handle that is if I come across information that I can parse effectively into a solution for people, that's usually how my brain works. It's how I operate, and it's how I provide people amazing details that no one else could really. And I understand people are like, you never talk about your method. You wouldn't be able to mimic it if you tried, because the ways that people experience things, just as like a precursor to how people do what they do, the experiences that people are benefited to go through, and I say benefited not because it's a good experience. Not a lot of these experiences that yield potent wisdom are joyful experiences whatsoever. They're actually pretty somber. They're full of loss. They're full of tests, really. Tests that challenge your integrity, your sense of self, your sense of ability, your comprehension of your own ability, really. And this is why each human experience is necessary to be shared, because they're all unique. All of them. Every single one of them. So my experiences, unlike your experiences and vice versa, cannot necessarily be swapped out, because no two experiences are going to have the exact same impact on two different people. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us crucial, actually. So when people are so preoccupied with being who they expect to be by copying someone else, they kind of rob themselves of a really cool experience to see how they really think, what they're really capable of. Like there are so many benefits to just being yourself, right? But in my experiences leading to the book, this is basically how I put the book together. I was able to put pieces together and said, "Hey, wow, you know what? This could help people," and boom, there was a book. So that's how that's going. It's still being edited, but it's almost ready. And while I'm sure that some of you have not caught on to the fact that I've actually heard you in the street when you've said no one's going to pre-order your book, you're not even done writing it yet. Yes, I heard you. Um, it's in its final stages, finally. Finally. So I would give it another few weeks, and that's going to be a pretty hot topic for the drop. It's been a long time coming, so I'm super super happy about that. But also, let's get into some tech news, right? I wrote an article today for the first time in a while on something tech based on the Patreon. If you'd like to check that out, of course, it's a free article. I like to be accessible when it comes to some of the stuff that I can provide in the way of help for people. So I put out another free article and I promised the podcast tonight. Fun fact about me, I like to make my bed and I kneeled on my tablet where I have a lot of my editing software for podcasts, specifically for the podcast. So guess who couldn't use CapCut to edit the podcast? Me. So